Hello.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. We're so happy you're here.
We have some good news today.
Yes.
It's about bad things. We have good news about bad things. Bad bosses, bad jobs.
We're gonna talk about shit. We decided, you know what? What I don't like
Yeah, shit we don't like.
is having to do research on anything. So we're gonna
Like life experience.
we're gonna talk about our the things that we know.
Things that happened that sucked.
Yeah, that only we know.
Yeah. And now you will know.
You will know. You will be able to impersonate us
Dear
to
listener.
AI.
Great. So we'll live forever.
Thank God.
What is the worst experience you had working that comes to mind?
Whoa. So, what is the worst experience I've had working that comes to mind? I feel like there's two things that come to mind. Well, there's actually a few.
Yeah.
As an ADHD girly, I've had a lot of bad experiences working because I tend to think that all of my bosses are idiots. Any bosses out there that are listening that have been my bosses, sorry.
She's self-employed.
I am self-employed. I have found my perfect boss. She's very, very smart.
Oh, so you found one you like. You found one she's good.
She's good. She's good at it. It's me. So if we're talking about bosses, though.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so I worked at this place. I guess I can't say the name, or else that's
Lawsuit.
yeah, right.
Libel?
Libel.
Slander.
Slando.
Yeah.
Don't get the slando bando. Okay. Today is a day where everything goes happening. So I worked I used to be in the service industry, as most people who were raised in or grew up in Portland would be. We were mainly a service industry area. And I had a lot of various jobs in the service industry, and I got this one job when I was 21 working at a cocktail bar and...
Cocktail bar.
Yeah. And fondue restaurant.
Oh. I wonder which one that could be.
I was sitting here wondering, should I say...
There's now a couple.
There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Okay.
But there's only one with that particular niche that people would absolutely know what I'm talking about. And apparently it's owned by this just complete fucking douchebag. But I never really dealt with the owner of the whole shebang because he owns like multiple things. It's a franchise that's also not a franchise. It's just like he has different restaurants underneath his one conglomerate.
He has a lot of notches in his belt.
Yeah, it is. And anyway, so the manager of this place was this, I'm going to say some words, okay? It was this dude who was like 5'5". Nothing wrong with short men, just saying. He was 5'5", and he had the kind of demeanor that a tiny little chihuahua has. That's the only thing that's wrong with him being short, was that it was a fucking complex for him.
Okay.
And he was can I say this word? Please tell me if I'm not allowed to say this word, and I really apologize for anybody that I offend, but he was a wigger.
A white guy who's trying to...
Yes.
Okay.
He was desperately wanting to be cool, and he wore shirts that went all the way down to his knees.
Oh, which must have been easy to find.
So easy to find, yeah. Literally any small shirt would have done that. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I really don't care about people's height. Anyway, And his Facebook profile picture, because that's what we cared about back then when I was 21, was him with like this baseball hat on, this really long white shirt, these like gold chains, and he was holding a gun.
Oh, he's like Kevin Federline.
Yes! That's exactly who he was, but short.
Wow.
And he had such a fucking complex about it, and he was constantly coked up. Constantly. Which is not unheard of in, you know, the
Portland restaurant scene. Any restaurant scene.
Any restaurant scene, anywhere, the service industry. But my God, does it make that particular personality of a man that much more insufferable? Anyway, I went to a festival over the summer. I had asked for the time off. I took the time off. It was above board in every single way. And when I got back driving home, I get this frantic call from him being like, we didn't have enough staff on, and we needed you to come in, and we couldn't contact you at all. And I was like, well, I was out of town. I asked for the time off. He's like, well, you're fired.
Oh.
I was just like, what? And we are an at-will state, people listening in other places. So, like...
You can't do anything.
You can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
But, so that's, I would say he was my worst boss. Like, all around, just such a shitty human. Such a just, you know, we don't need more of that on this planet kind of human. But I wouldn't say that that's the worst thing that has ever happened to me at a job.
Okay.
So I want to hear about that's me setting us up for the next topic.
My worst boss?
Yeah, I guess your worst boss.
Oh, man.
She's also employed of herself.
I have employed of myself.
For many long years times.
Yes. For longer than I've had any job. Yeah.
Well, I guess that could also be a thing. Like, if you've contracted with, I guess I don't know if you would want to talk about, if you had a really bad CEO or something that you worked with, would you even want to talk about that?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, there's like Wino Breath dude, who, I'm not going to mention names. But I'm trying to think, I've had like quite a bounty of bad work experiences and bad bosses.
Yes.
But like,
harvest.
What's coming to mind? I think you mentioned cocaine, so, well, there's two cocaine stories, but one of them is, and I will name names because they're dead, but it was called H2O.
H2O?
And
a cocaine manufacturer?
It was a bar, restaurant, trying to be a club. And they had like a big fish tank, and we were like training for learning the systems. It was like pure training, like it wasn't open yet to the public.
Okay.
And then they announced that night, when we're trying to figure out how things worked at this giant fish tank club.
Wait. Sorry. When you say fish tank,
yeah,
do you mean that in the center of it there was an actual tank of fish?
Yes, like sharks and fish.
Oh,
like
Jesus,
a giant. It was a huge fish tank.
Okay.
And like 30 feet long or something.
Where
it was just giant.
was this?
Downtown.
Here in Portland?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So like, don't libel slander.
Yeah,
Whatever.
He's dead.
So
right?
they're dead to
dead.
me. And anyway, so I don't know the names of anyone, so I won't say who. Mm-hmm. But here's what happened, and I will blame leadership, which is they were like, guess what, everyone? We're going to open it up to friends and family to test things out. I was like, okay, well, at least it's just going to be like a small amount of people, and we're going to see, like, does the credit card system actually work? What happens when we need to take cash out? Do the menu items all line up to the correct drinks and foods and whatever? And then they're like, hey, you know what? Let's just open it up to the entire street on like a Friday night.
That's not how you do business.
And then it was just flooding with people from like one spot at the time that was like a club. And it was horrific. And everybody in the kitchens, you know, doing cocaine.
course.
And all these people are coming in. I swear to God, it was like Russian mafia that were like running. I'm gonna be. I have no suicidal ideation.
Yes, this
if
is very
anything
important
happens
to
me,
Mm-hmm.
etc., I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was the Russian mob.
it's so yes, yes. And right, so it's like horrible, and I'm like, this place fucking sucks. Screw you guys. And I finished the night. The buttons weren't working. The things weren't logging correctly. The food items were coming up wrong. We couldn't get cash out. It was it was
you
disastrous.
can also test for those things before ever opening
Which
the
was
restaurant.
what we were told was happening.
What the fuck?
And so everybody's like, hi, and the people are angry who don't know that it's not a soft,
Yeah, of course.
And then like some cousin of somebody keeps trying to make me kiss him.
What?
And yeah, he's like, I'll tell you how to say, I can't do I say I love you in Russian. And I don't remember, it was like, yeah, skadai or something. I don't know how to say it. And then by the end of the night, I was like, I'm never coming back here.
Yeah.
I just want my paycheck. And so I go to them. It was like the next day. I was just like, I just want my $87 that I'm due. And they're like, no, you
What?
failed, so you don't get paid.
What?
You just like quit, so you're not getting paid. I'm like, I worked here for however many hours. I want my paycheck. And they're like, no. So this is the first time I pretended to be my own lawyer. And so I went home, marched home. And I'm like, oh yeah, writing skills. Dear blah, you owe my client Jocelyn, $87.63 for her work, whatever. It just made it sound threatening. There was no ChatGPT or whatever to look up how to write like a lawyer, by the way.
Right.
I just
I
pretended.
watched a lot of Law and Order,
Yeah.
and then
I was like, let me channel lawyer. And then,
and it worked.
and I got my money.
Fuck yeah, you did.
And then they shut down like a few weeks later.
Of course they did. Of
Yeah.
course.
They're awful.
That one, I don't know what the concept of that bar was, but it was wrong.
Drowning.
Drowning. They did a really good job at
Yeah.
it then.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you can't do that. You can't just decide not to pay people for the
Yeah.
work that they've done.
I don't know how many people they tried to do that to, but
That is wild.
they didn't want to bother with the person pretending to be a lawyer.
That's wild. Wow. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
And yet I continued to be in the service industry after that.
Can you tell me the other time that you pretended to be a lawyer? Is that available to talk about?
Well, that's another horrible boss. It was a marketing agency, and they are near Dubai. And they had two women who ran the ship. And one of them was a goblin, alien, lizard person with the heart of a demon.
Whoa.
And but dressed as a human person who talked like this and everything was funny.
Oh.
and then a very gentle soul as the partner.
Aww. Just
And-
got steamrolled over probably. a little bit.
Yeah, she was. So one is the bull in the china shop, and this woman. This is a long story, but the short version is, I got quit from this place. So
You got quit.
yeah, I
Yeah.
got quit.
I like it.
They okay, so it was advertised this is like my first job outside of serving, and like I got my undergrad, and I wrote my way into it, and it was like 4 rounds of interviews, blah 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 blah, and I lasted 8.5 months or something. And they were like, you have free Fridays in the summer. It's a flat structure. We want your opinions here. We want you to like be creative. And I was hired as a writer project manager. So I like started their first direct mail campaign.
Wow.
But I had a lot of like ideas and thoughts, and I would share them a lot. And I don't think that was appreciated. And I was like, why don't we do this? And why do you send me a spreadsheet so that I fill in the things that you have on your computer? Why don't you just do that? And isn't it a flat structure? So
No, it's never a flat structure.
they're like, do you want a promotion with no extra pay? And I'm dumb and young and gullible. I'm like, yeah. And it just didn't go well. So I kept sending new opinions and like, what if we try this instead? I think I should do more other writing things instead of spreadsheets with my quote unquote promotion. And so I went my final day there, I had a lady parts appointment, and I got in a fight with my not manager, and because it was flat. And she started screaming. And I screamed back, and I was like, what are you going to do? Go march and cry at Bull in the China Shop? That you're not getting your way right now? And I was a little brat. And her face got super red. She's like, you don't even have a doctor's appointment. And I was like, do you want to see my gyno results when I get back? And so my heart was beating so hard. I like picked up my journal. Where you keep all your notes about the place, and I go to my appointment. I get to the doctor, like, you have super high blood pressure. I'm like, yeah, I just got in a big fight. And then
yeah.
And I got home, but on my way home, I call my allies, and all these calls are being listened to. All my emails are being monitored because
wait, you call your allies?
My allies at the company, like my friends at who are also getting annoyed by the Bull in the China Shop, who I did ask for a raise from, by the way, because I also it didn't make sense to me that things like salary weren't openly discussed. I was like,
well, yeah.
How much is reasonable to make? And I went and asked everyone, and like the next writer who was hired at the same time as me was making like $10,000 more. Whoa. So I was like, hey, I would like to make $10,000 more, and I supposedly have this promotion. And the Bull in the China Shop was like, the gall of you asking for a $10,000 raise. That's how she said it. And yeah, it was just like super intense. And so anyway, I start getting information from people, and I'm like, I guess this is politicking, but I call them and I was like, these people are nuts. I forgot exactly what I was saying, but it was just like speaking my mind. And by the time I got home to check in on my work, I was disconnected from everything.
Oh my gosh.
And so my email doesn't work. And I'm like, I'm supposed to finish something. So I email IT, and they're like, I don't know. They did. I don't know what's going on. Maybe you should call HR.
Whoa.
Which is like the boss and another lady. And so
HR shouldn't be the boss, but
right.
Okay.
Well, it was like it was the other ladies, like two of them who managed this. But they called me, and they said, "Hi, how's it going?" And I'm like, I can't connect to my internet or anything, like my email or anything. That's weird. And they're like, yeah, well, sorry to hear that you quit. And I was like, what?
That's why you said I got quit.
Yeah, I did not quit. I didn't quit. You have to do a lot more to get rid of me.
Whoa.
And that was the beginning. So there was whole back and forth, and they just kept insisting, nope, you quit. You don't need to come in tomorrow. And the next day, I got in my car and I drove to work. And I was so scared. I was da-doom. And I see her, Bull in the China Shop, get out of her car. You have to have a passcode to get in the building. And she goes in, so I wait for her to go in, and then I get out of my car and I wait for somebody else, and I go in with them. I'm just like, I forgot my pass card because it wasn't working when I tried it. And I go up, and now this is a Tuesday when they have their powwow, which is, it was a different time, but the Tuesday powwow where everybody gathers so everyone can see everybody. And she was just saying how I had quit. And I walked in, and they're all looking at me. Her jaw drops. It was so satisfying. And she's like, oh, what are you doing here? And I'm like, reporting for work. And because I'm still working here. And she comes over to me and like has somebody escort me out. And then we're standing in the hallway. And I was just like, I want to be clear that I did not quit. You're going to have to fire me. Are you firing me? She wouldn't answer the question. I was like, well, if I leave here, I will be talking to a lawyer.
Yep.
and I will be going to the unemployment office.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, let's be clear on what's happening here. And also, I'm really disappointed in how you handled this situation and that you have a bait and switch going on here. You had a flat structure. You had free Fridays. You took all of that away. And I wasn't hired for that, for the things that you added on, whatever. Yeah, so that's what I did. I went straight to unemployment, and then I had printed like everything that I could. I wrote my fake letter from my fake lawyer. I opened a new email account immediately. I tried to remember every single person, and I sent an email to the entire company saying, what was it? Something like, while my undesired termination is unfortunate, I really thank you all for your time, and I wish that it would have ended differently or something like that. But I want it to be in writing.
Yep.
I didn't quit. You're going to have to fire me. Yeah, so I got my unemployment, and I opened my company 2 days later.
Fuck yeah!
It was my long-ass
This is the origin
answer.
Story.
Yeah, origin of Scribe.
Wow.
That the other founder left shortly thereafter. A bunch of people left, and at one point I wrote about this publicly, and I was so scared to publish it. And those people reached out to me, like so many people were like, "Thank you for saying that." Everybody knew who I was talking about, who had been there.
Yeah.
They're just like, this woman was horrible, and maybe a sociopath or something. I don't know, but yeah.
Wow. This is how you be a boss, ladies and gentlemen.
It couldn't be if you're unemployable and very fireable. You're a good candidate for being your own boss.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you are. But also, like, oh man, it's also just like, I feel like you have to be able to take a lot of shit if you're going to be an employee.
Yeah.
You know?
And like bite your tongue.
Bite your tongue. I'm truly incapable of doing that. What's there?
I'm just doing a battery check, everyone.
There we go. We got it.
You know what? I can't see. Oh God. Hello. We're fine. Everything's fine. It's doing great. It's great.
Yes.
Right.
Sorry. All of that screaming and pausing was just to make sure that our recording device was still recording devices.
So we don't lose another Britney Spears.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was a sad day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an episode, not the person. But, you know,
Oh, yeah.
maybe both things.
Well,
I don't know.
We don't know where she is right now.
Nobody does.
No. Wow.
Yeah.
That's all I can say to that story.
It's
Wow.
It is the big origin story. But there's more. There's more to share. There's more bad things. What other bad things?
That's crazy. I have not been in the working world, I guess.
Like traditional office environment.
Yeah, long enough or ever to have anything like that. Like, serving is such a, I don't know. You
Wild
have bad
West.
bosses, but it is such a Wild West type of thing. And it is very much like, you can either be full-time or you can be part-time. You can be working for, like, multiple different places all at once. You can be, like, kind of like a little bit of a freelance cocktail waitress or whatever the fuck. Or at least it used to be. So it never, it hardly ever felt like there was too much, like, it was also all just stupid. You know, like, nobody knew what they were doing. Everybody was bad at everything. But nothing like that.
Right. It's a different kind of drama.
Yeah.
It's like petty drama. I don't know. I mean, that's my experience too of like serving industry. It's just sort of like there's sometimes like shit talk or
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of like razzing each other.
Yeah.
And like obviously like incestual bullshit. Like everybody sleeping with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Incestuous.
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 It is maybe the most incestuous. Maybe like theater people.
I was gonna say besides like theater or improv people, probably.
Theater people,
Oh my
the
God.
artists.
Theater people are so horny. Holy shit, dude. And you would think, like, I don't know, in certain circles, the theater people, like,
The theater people.
they're big ass dorks, right? But in some places, they're like the popular kids. I don't even know. Whatever.
This is, context.
Context.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It just felt like the drama was really about the relationships.
Yeah, like who's seeing who and who's
Yeah.
cheating on who.
Yeah.
And or if there's a weird guest. Do you have like
Yes.
did you have super weird guests come in?
Probably.
I remember.
I'm thinking back. I'm really trying. I'm
No
trying to think
standouts
back.
that are coming to mind.
Well, here's also the other piece is that my thinking, my brain hole.
Yes.
It's not that great.
Brain
Right?
holes.
It's not that great anymore. It truly feels like perimenopause is upon me, and in every aspect, in every way.
Everything is upsetting.
Everything's upsetting.
Forgetting
everything
things is upsetting. Remembering them is upsetting.
Yep.
Wearing pants.
Wearing pants is upsetting. Apparently, your hormones and your vaginal heftiness is connected.
Your sense of vaginal heft
Your sense of vaginal heft
is proportionate to rage with pants.
Sweating profusely.
Sweating.
I guess we could have talked about
Stinky.
this. We could
Yeah.
have talked about being a woman.
Stay tuned, everyone.
Oh, that is rageful as well, being a woman.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Anyway, but I did have this one experience working. It was one of my, talking about like, as a young woman in the service industry, the amount of like sexual advances
Oh my God.
that happen from not only your coworkers but also your guests and like kind of a little bit of like you don't fully want to put them off because you also really want a good tip.
Yeah, it's your livelihood.
Oh, it's so interesting how there's just a lot of dynamics at play.
Yeah.
And so I was 18 or 19 and I worked as a hostess at this one place. And there was this dude that would come in. He was he had to have been somewhere in his 30s, maybe in his early 40s. But he would always come in and get takeout, and I was the one who was doing the takeout stuff. He was very pretty. So me being somebody that was just like, oh, the equation of what is good for you and what is bad for you is that someone has to be, this much hotter than you. And like, like, of course, because I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah,
And
you're 18.
And I'm 18 years old. And he had like possibly just gotten a divorce. And he like gave me his number and like wanted to hang out. Thankfully, somebody talked me off of that ledge because that could have been weird and bad.
Yeah.
But I was like, I definitely don't look like I'm any older than, maybe I did. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. I looked like I was very young.
Yeah. And he knew that.
And he fucking knew that.
And most people who are hosting are younger.
Exactly. And that was, I don't know, I imagine that was the draw for him. Mm-hmm. Because apparently, as we have all come to realize, most men are pedophiles. I'm just kidding. I love you, men.
Yeah, the ones in leadership.
The ones
bad
in
ones.
leadership.
The bad ones, okay?
Yeah, the bad ones. Oh, God.
The more bombs they drop, the more kids they've bopped.
Wow. Aw, that was a poem.
Here every
everyone.
Tuesday.
I'm here every Tuesday. Would that be a haiku?
Let's measure. Oh, my dad would be so enraged by this.
Yeah. Enraged by how you're about to do it, or enraged by me saying, is
all
that a
of it.
haiku?
Don't even use that word around this garbage.
You fucking howly.
Yeah, don't. also he has a thing. It's not the syllables. It's the something. It's the breath.
It's the breath.
Yeah, the breath.
What does that mean,
I
Dad?
don't know, beats. I don't. I'll never do it justice.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm gonna say it was. It was a haiku.
I wonder how the ratio. Okay, I don't want to go there. What's the ratio of people working in service who are pedophiles? I don't know. I don't want to know.
Absolutely. I could tell you the ratio that are doing coke.
Oh yeah, that's a
or smoking weed.
100,000%.
100%. Yep. Okay, but then the other one, same restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Same restaurant. It was this dude that I worked with who was a server, and he had been a server there for a long time. And he was also probably in his 30s. He was married. He was a bodybuilder. So was his wife. It's not that crazy, but it is crazy. It doesn't matter. I'm not. Preface why. And he would like off and on, I guess, throughout his years, like go on steroids.
Okay.
To like buff up. Maybe I don't know if he was in competitions or what have you, but when men take steroids, I don't know if all men, but their sex drive gets really intense, or they become very aggressively. They can. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Apparently, they can become quite aggressively sexual and horny and whatnot. Whatever. He had two incidences. The time that he did it when I was working there. I only worked there for about 9 months. That's pretty much the duration of all of my...
It's a long time.
9 months.
Yeah, for these places.
It is. But that is how, like 6 to 9 months is how long I've worked at every single job. And yet I am still a successful therapist. So... little children, you can, I hope you're not listening to this, but you can be whatever you want to be and successful, even if you have ADHD and you can't work for other people for that long.
Yeah. Good message.
Good message. Job hump. Job hop. Speaking of humping, so back to this
horny roided
out man. So he cornered one of my coworkers. She went into the bathroom to I think cry about something.
Oh, no.
And he cornered her in the bathroom and forced his way in and kissed her.
Ew.
And that was ultimately the thing that got him fired. But I was typing something in on the back
Micros?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And he comes up behind me and he puts his hands around my waist.
Sitting on the hips?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And he leans in close into my ear and he was just like, I'm so horny I could fuck a tree right now.
Jesus Christ.
And I was just like, this is so uncomfortable. And then the woman who the other thing happened to, she and I were talking and she found out that this happened to me and she was just like, this is so unbelievably inappropriate. He's never been this bad. We need to take this to corporate. Because apparently I did work in a chain.
This isn't spec.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we used to say. This isn't spec. This isn't... I don't know what it stands for.
Is it an acronym? Let's try to figure it out.
Spec. This isn't...
SPEC, right? This isn't...
Standard protocol?
Oh, damn. Of economic cats.
Yeah.
This isn't spectrum penis. Standard protocol. I like that. That's probably true.
Yeah, I don't remember.
What is the EC stand? Anyway, if you know, put it in the comments. Call in at our call-in show.
Oh, that would be fun.
Wouldn't that be fun? Just sitting here waiting for people to call. Should we start a radio show?
Yeah.
Okay. So then she took it to corporate. She told her story. Da 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 da. I just like I sent in like a letter thing, just being like, hey, like her
Bad things.
shit was way worse, but like this happened to me, and it's obviously not appropriate. I start getting these phone calls from blocked numbers with just truly like very threatening voicemails left by his wife being like, you've ruined our livelihood, like you better have security walk you to your car.
What?
And she's like, I'm this tiny little like 5'6", 1 whatever like tiny little thing that doesn't know how to defend herself. She is a bodybuilder woman who could knock me out dead flat one time
With
one
roid
punch.
husband.
With roid husband. She's probably also roided out. Like,
Right.
she was very aggressive. Whoop, sorry, baby. There's a kitty on my lap. And I accidentally moved and she fell off. Okay.
She's also on roids.
Is she on roids?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. You're allowed to be. You're a kitty. You can have whatever you want. And yeah, so then that had to happen. Like, police had to get involved because I was getting, like, I couldn't leave work without.
Like being escorted?
Yeah.
What?
It was crazy. That's the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. with work.
Woof.
But, yeah. I've also had a client as a therapist tell me that he has been fantasizing about, he literally said the words, bending you over a desk and fucking your brains out.
Okay.
And I was like,
This will be our last session.
this doesn't feel safe anymore. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful. So anyway, those are the... Guys, can you just figure out when women don't want your sexual advance?
It's really easy.
It's so easy.
I don't understand how it's difficult.
We're sending so many signals that it is not
But
wanted.
you know what? To that point of like conditioning, people pleasing, wanting to keep your
that's true.
job, especially in the service industry.
Wanting to keep your job, like, why are you doing this? Now. What?
Yeah. And just like, but how we are like, where do I, if I'm honest with you, I could be fired.
Yeah.
Or this situation could escalate and I could be physically in danger.
Yep.
So, you're so funny. You know, it's like, there's so many times that it kind of encountered these types. Like, one of the annoying, this is just a short, like this fucking guy who used to come, I worked at Newport Bay, the floating fish house on Willamette River.
The floating restaurant that serves fish.
Yeah, it's dead now. I think like nobody will touch
really?
the building because it's too expensive to renovate.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so there was like a patio, and during summer we had to open up the patio, and we wore khaki shorts with like turquoise and red polo shirts and white shoes.
Ew, what?
White shoes at a restaurant, which is annoying. And there's this guy, and the people who pulled up on their boats were the worst tippers, and just so entitled.
People, that makes sense. They would pull up on their boats and then get out on the dock to come into.
Yeah, we had tables on the dock.
Of course, they wouldn't tip because the worst tippers are rich.
Yeah, a lot of the time, there's like trailblazers who came in who often didn't tip very well, and with this one guy who was just like always wanted extra ketchup and Coors Light and Diet Coke. And he would be like, I need a refill on my Diet Coke. And he'd say, hey, Wheels.
Why?
That's what he would call me.
Were you wearing rollerblades?
Just I had legs that were showing.
Wheels?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. One of the worst ones was, did I ever tell you this? I was working at that same restaurant. At this time, I was bartending upstairs Saturday or Sunday morning. And one guy comes up, stairs, and he sits all the way at table 80, all the way at the end, where it's like kind of hard to see him over the bar. So I get out and I give the napkin and the water and like set him up, and he gets out this like giant biblical looking text. And he's just reading this, and he won't speak to me, and he's just looking down at it. And I was like, okay, I'll be back. And I go back, and I go behind the bar, and I wait a little bit, and then I kind of come out to look to see if he's okay, or I'm going to get his order or something. And he's like vibrating. And I'm like, oh no, is it seizure? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I get closer, and I'm like, oh my, he's fucking masturbating.
What the to a biblical text?
I guess. At this table alone, like him alone on a Sunday with his fucking tome.
What?
And I just like run downstairs. I'm like, I am not touching this.
No.
I tell the manager, I was like, there's a man masturbating at table 80. Can you please take care of it?
Oh my God. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, between that and the Russian cousin trying to make me kiss him.
Man, dude.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then there's Dennis. I'm sure he's dead, so I can say his name.
Fucking Dennis.
Fucking Dennis. Dennis at Charlie's Bar and Grill in Hilo, Hawaii. It's also closed. And he would come to the bar, and also weekend morning. And at that time, you could bartend before you were 21, so I was like 18.
Oh, fancy Hawaii.
Yeah, you can't have a drink, but you can serve them.
Yeah.
And so he would sit there, and he also had a voice like this, and he had this cap on, and he also had horse racing on TV, and he'd get a Miller High Life because it's the champagne of beers.
Oh,
and he'd have like, I don't know why we weren't told to cut him off, or he's like 7 or 8 of these beers.
Jeez.
And then
I mean, they're Miller High Life.
They're probably
so
like
they,
0.2%.
Yeah, pretty much water.
And he wasn't creeping me out, but he was close to the line, and he would just say like, you should get a job in Vegas. You should be a dancer in Vegas. All right, Dennis.
Oh, yeah. It's the old men.
Yeah.
Who it's like you don't really know what to do with them.
Yeah.
You're just like, all right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll at least have the bar between us.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be surprised.
Do not miss those days.
No. So happy to not be in the service industry.
Yeah.
I remember leaving the service industry for about 2 years or so, and then I came back in because I was working a job and I wanted more money.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and I worked at, it was like maybe a 4 or 5 table, little tiny like wood fire oven pizza place. So fucking easy.
Right.
So fucking easy. And I was so stressed out. I was just like, this is not the fucking timetable I want to be on.
Yeah.
I don't want everything to be a fucking, especially because this is not serious. Like, none of this is life or death, but you're all making it feel like life or death.
You got to be on it. I also felt like I always took my work home with me. Everything bothered me about it. It was like, it was so much harder in some ways than like other kinds of strategy work or something. It's just like the drama of the frivolity. It was like just shit that didn't matter, but it was so dramatic, and it was the only thing that was going on in people's lives, and it's just like ugh.
And then also the piece, we're coming back to it, but I'm gonna say it again, like not making a livable wage unless you are courteous and delightful and like it's performing, and I don't like that.
It's like this isn't a stage, so I don't want to. This isn't fun. Like, I think some people really enjoyed it. I would always try to give away my tables. It's like the worst. It's like, I want money, but I'm like, I've had enough today. I'm just like, please take That's like, I had a hard time getting into the good sections because everyone knew that I didn't. The managers were like, you don't even want to be here.
Yeah, I would constantly be like, I think it's pretty slow. I think I could go home.
You should cut me. Yeah.
You should cut me. I am happy to be cut. Here,
let's go. Me.
And then, the people with children would be like, I am happy to take your tables.
Yeah.
Like, perfect. I'm going to go home and smoke weed and be a 20-year-old. Wee.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was better. I mean, like, making when I was working, we had to say that we were getting 12% tips no matter how much in tips that we made.
Interesting.
It was like required on our paperwork that however many sales you have to put 12% here. Yeah. And I don't know if it's because it was corporate.
Interesting. I don't remember. I remember at some point in my serving career, I did not mean to make
some
fun
people
of that.
it is
people absolutely do,
and they enjoy it. And
mine was not a career.
Yeah, same.
That it changed to you had to report all of your tips. Never did.
And now
that.
everybody's on credit, like almost no cash.
That's when it really is like, oh, that killed it.
Yeah,
that killed it.
I'm out.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I would never. I never. Do you think any IRS tax people are paying attention to this? Is there a statute of limitations on when the IRS can audit you?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, everything's done. We did it. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have nightmares about serving?
No. I have nightmares about, oh my God, I have a class that I haven't gone to all year and I need to pass. Oh my God, I have this reoccurring nightmare that, come to find out, even though I have my master's, come to find out I actually didn't have enough credits to pass high school.
Oh.
And I have
all
to
the way
go
back.
I have to go back to high school because I didn't take enough math classes or I didn't take enough science classes. It's always the two, the math or the science, which I never understood because they never contextualized it in a way that, they'd never explained to me why we were doing any of the things we were doing. So I never cared to learn anything. And it also, I had, dyscalculia, which is what we discovered is how you pronounce it, which is dumb.
Yeah, it's very dumb.
So I didn't understand.
Mean word.
It's very mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't understand math. And so then I have these nightmares where I'm having to retake all these courses, but I also haven't done them in over 15, 20 years. So I don't know what any of it is. And so I get down to the end of my fucking semester of it and I'm in the room with all the standardized tests and I'm like, fuck, I don't know how to do any of this shit. And then I'm going to have to take it again next semester. And it's like, I'm going to perpetually be in high school. And then in my dream, I'm like, but I have a master's.
So you're kind of aware. Interesting.
Kind of aware. And then I always try to go talk to the admin to be like, I have my master's. Can I stop?
No.
Can I stop this?
None of it counts.
But I never make it to the admin.
Oh, it's the real nightmare. You just can't ever get to
I always either get sidetracked because it's my ADHD brain. Or they're not open or Do you have nightmares about
serving? I don't know. I think sometimes.
Do you have reoccurring nightmares?
I do have reoccurring nightmares, but they're more like family dynamic. Like there's usually a stepmom or something,
well,
and my dad. And
there's a lot of reason for you to have nightmares about stepmoms.
It's insane. Yeah, and there's often water or flooding, which is instead of fire.
Instead of lava.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a place I go to in a recurring dream that is on a cliff, and often the waves are getting too high, and I'm just kind of waiting and trying to get people out of there, and they don't want to listen. And I was just like, we're going to be flooded if you don't leave the house, and I'm trying not to leave them behind.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the ones that are like evolutions of a friend breakup person, which we should do a thing on that maybe.
On
But
friend breakups?
yeah.
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 Yeah. Wow. Aren't brains weird?
Yeah.
But also, like, maybe I should be tracking it more, but I don't inherently feel like there's any extra stress that I'm under in my life when those dreams come up.
Maybe it's because your brain finally feels like you have the space to process.
Yeah, like there's enough safety, there's enough stability, there's enough whatever that you can finally process.
Things
your
that have
terror around math.
Yeah. Being found out for something you hated.
Oh, they knew. I made it very known. Wow. Oh, I like that theory.
Yeah. Processing time, you get dreams.
Oh my God. 50 minutes. Should that be the end of this?
Okay.
Should we go directly into talking about Friends? Okay. Hey,
Great.
guys, thanks so much.
Say hi to your boss.
Oh my God, yeah. If you know what? Quit. Become your own boss. Don't do that actually right now in this economy, but
Oh, God,
someday
yeah.
you should quit and become your own boss.
Write to us. Send us a note. Send us your money.
Oh yeah,
invest.
send us your money.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.